What is Aparavidya in the modern day context? Anything that you can learn or know by perception and inference, etc., is called Aparavidya. Again, the definition of Aparavidya is all that can be known through perception and inferences. So, the 5 methods of knowing, what we call as Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi. Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi is very new for us. For this audience, it's a very new concept. Because we only study Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana. Therefore, we will restrict to that 3 only. So, out of choice. Arthapatti and Anupalabdhi, we will leave it out of choice. So, all that is known through Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana becomes Aparavidya. All that is known only through the Vedas become Paravidya. Now, what is it that the Vedas alone can teach, which this Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana cannot teach? And how does one mature from Aparavidya to Paravidya is the question. Isn't it? The maturity from Aparavidya to Paravidya comes when the thirst for knowledge is there, the quest for knowledge is there, but all this doesn't satisfy that. Therefore, the question is, what is that these methods cannot teach, which is the ultimate knowledge? So, that is how the shift from Aparavidya to Paravidya happens under all periods of time. So, in order to come to Paravidya, we have to have a mastery of the Aparavidya. Without having a mastery in the Aparavidya, you cannot come to Paravidya directly. Because the subject matter of Paravidya is Sukshma, subtle by nature. What is it that is subtle by nature? The law of karma is subtle by nature. The punya and papa is subtle by nature. The adrishta is subtle by nature. The maya is subtle by nature. Brahman is subtle by nature. All these things that I listed out now, you learn from Vedas only. For no other science will teach you about papa and punya. No other science will teach you about the adrishta. For Pratyaksha and Anumana, all are in the realm of Aparavidya. Therefore, we say Aparavidya means all that you learn through perception, Pratyaksha and Anumana, etc. is Aparavidya. So, we have the Aparavidya as the pramanam for studying the world and the mind. Again, Aparavidya, the Pratyaksha, Anumana, pramanam alone is enough to study about the world and the mind. That's where you find the psychology and the psychiatry also can talk about the mind. The all the worldly sciences also can talk about the creation. You don't need only Vedas and Vedanta to come and talk about it. For any science that adopts Pratyaksha, Anumana, etc. can talk about 2 things. What are the 2 things that they can talk about? They can talk about the subject and they can talk about the object. The uniqueness of Veda is they add something which the others cannot give. Therefore, it is called Paravidya. Veda comes and adds a few more factors. And those few more factors that the Veda adds is what is determining the very quality of life itself. Because the quality of life is determined by the factors that Vedas add, the study of the Vedas become Paravidya, the superior knowledge. What are the factors that the Veda add? First thing, the law of karma. You hear from the law of karma is so unique to to the Veda. The law of karma is nothing but punya and papa. You do an action today, that action will result in punya karma, that action will result in papa karma, that action will result in chitta shuddhi. All this explanation doesn't come from other sciences. It comes only from the Vedas. Second important thing that the Veda alone can talk about is the Maya, the Mithya. No other subject can, Pratyaksha Anumana cannot talk about it as Maya and Mithya. But then what happens is, in the modern day context, everything is so mixed up that we really don't know which subject is taught by whom. So people think Vedanta is also another kind of psychology. No. You don't need Vedanta to come and talk about the mind, because there are other sciences that is dealing with it, because using the other pramanam itself you can understand the mind. Remember we said that the other day? If a pramanam can explain that, you don't need another pramanam to come and teach you that. If one can teach you something, that to talk about the mind, to talk about the intellect, you don't need the Vedas. Vedas only teaches us how to effectively make use of mind and intellect. Remember the difference. Vedas don't talk about mind and intellect. For them it is very, it is too elementary. To say that you have a body, you have a mind, you have an intellect it's not philosophy. It is anatomy. You follow? You have a body, you have a mind, you have an intellect is anatomy. It is not philosophy. Because it is anatomy by nature, straight away you can accept and say, yes, I have a body, I have a mind, I have an intellect. But the same Veda, when it says there is this thing called the law of karma, there is this dharma, only from karma we understand the concept of dharma itself. So the law of karma is unique to Vedas, dharma is unique to Vedas, Maya is unique to the Vedas. Therefore, all this is called Paravidya. Why do we call it as Paravidya? It is Paravidya because the quality of your life, the quality of your mind is determined by following the pramanam that is discussed by the Vedas. By following that which is discussed by the Vedas, the quality of life is better, the quality of the inner personality is better. Therefore, it becomes Paravidya. You follow what I am saying? Intellect is Shastra based pramanam. Intelligence is the other 5 pramanams. Again, that's how you should understand the difference between intellect and intelligence. If at all you need to understand the distinction between intellect and intelligence, intelligence is the other 3 pramanams based. Whatever you get from Pratyaksha Anumana Upamana is intelligence. Whatever you get from Shastra is intellect. You can call that which is of intelligence is Aparavidya, and that which strengthens the intellect is Paravidya. If worldly sciences can strengthen the intellect, there is no need to study Vedanta now. Because the science of logic is, if one pramanam can teach, the other pramanams will have no role there. Remember the logic. For color and form, eyes can teach you color and form. There is no need for any other pramanam to come and teach color and form. Similarly, the Paravidya, Aparavidya at all periods of time is based on the pramanams. Pratyaksha Anumana Upamana is intelligence, is worldly knowledges. No inner transformation happens out of all this. You can be a very intelligent philosophical scholar and not have any dharma at all in your life. It is still possible, isn't it? It means, what would you call that person? We will say that person is very intelligent. Our intelligence is Romba Buddhisali, we will say. And anybody you find that intelligent, tradition always says, or Romba Buddhisali, Jagarde Arungo, it will say. Have you ever heard that? If you find somebody intelligent, the culture here says, be careful. Because that person is intelligence. Intelligence is cunning. Intelligence is manipulative. Intelligence exploits. All this which is of the nature of aparavidya, paravidya comes and eliminates all that. Otherwise, it is always one of the intelligence. Therefore, that which promotes intelligence is aparavidya, that which strengthens the intellect is paravidya. At all periods of time. This is how you can understand the differences on a very technical way. How does one mature into that? To answer the next part of the question. How does one mature from aparavidya to paravidya? In order to mature from aparavidya to paravidya, the limitations must be understood. If the limitations is understood, then maturity happens. Limitation of what? The limitation of what I am seeking and what it can give. Then only you can understand the limitation. Again, limitations can be understood only when you know the difference. What is the difference? This is what I want and this is what it can give. And when you know this is what I want and this is what it can give, naturally what will happen to you? You will move from apara to paravidya. So the shift from aparavidya to paravidya always happens when you understand the limitations of the aparavidya. By limitation, we mean it can't give you what you are seeking. In that sense, it is limited. Knowledge, we don't say that knowledge is limited. We don't say physics is limited. We don't say chemistry is limited. We say it cannot give you what you are seeking. Because it cannot give you what you are seeking, in that sense it is limited. Limited doesn't mean the knowledge is limited. It is complete in, it is orderly in itself, it is complete in itself. You take every aspect of even the worldly knowledges, that's why we call all knowledges as Saraswati. Why do we say all knowledge as Saraswati? Because all knowledge is complete in itself. You take physiology, it is complete in itself. You take economics, it is every branch of knowledge from the world you take, they are complete in itself but limited. What do you mean by they are complete in itself but limited? It is a complete knowledge but cannot give you what you are seeking, it cannot give you. Supposing it cannot give you what you are seeking, what would you do with that? You will keep it aside. You will throw it away. That is the shift from aparavidya to paravidya. That's how the transformation happens. All knowledges are limited in the sense of it can deal with the world, it can rearrange the world, it can give you something from the world, but it cannot give you what you are seeking. What is it that you are seeking doesn't come from that. In order to even know that what you are seeking doesn't come from that, you must have had it. Then only you can understand it. Supposing a person doesn't have it at all, the person can never understand the value of paravidya. So the value of paravidya comes only with some clarity and depth in aparavidya. And everybody will have some clarity in aparavidya according to their guna and karma. According to their varna and ashrama, according to their swabhava, everybody will have some clarity in aparavidya, and then they will drop. That's how the transformation happens from aparavidya to paravidya. When you understand, it's not going to When you understand that you are following the wrong map, you will discard the map. You have a destination and you are following a map. Only if you have understood that the destination is known, but you are following the wrong map. Wrong map means it is taking you in the wrong direction. So what will you do? You will discard. That's how the shift happens from Paravidya to Aparavidya. Is it okay? Huh?
This question is for something. Question is, what is contentment?
What is contentment? Forget it. Yeah, that's all. What is contentment? Just forget it. You will be contented. What is contentment? Contentment is a mental state of stability, irrespective of what happens inside of you, what happens outside of you. Contentment is nothing but a state of mental stability. That mental stability, irrespective of what happens inside of you and outside of you. Jaipur, order vandirtha? Already called. That's why she's asking contentment. Jaipur, please. Selva, very dangerous lady she is. Sunil, she is very dangerous. My income tax commissioner. Well, she is very dangerous. We don't want those people sitting here. Now she is getting transferred. What is contentment now? Take the transfer and go wherever you are. Take the transfer and go wherever you are sent. That is called contentment. Instead of crying. What is contentment? Contentment is a mental stability. A stability irrespective of what happens inside of you and outside of you. What will happen inside of you and outside of you? Constant fluctuations. The nature of creation is fluctuations. You cannot stop the fluctuations, you cannot avoid the fluctuations, but you can remain unaffected by the fluctuations. You can remain detached from the fluctuations. When you are unaffected, detached, that mental state is called contentment. Yeah. Pushti. You are contented. Contentment, not in the English sense of relating to what you have and what you don't have. The English word contentment has a relationship to what you have and what you don't have. Supposing if the list of what you don't have is long, you can never be content. So what is contentment? Contentment, a mental state, irrespective of what you have and what you don't have. At any given point of time, there are two things. Some I will have and some I won't have. Is there a time where I can have everything? That is hallucination. Yeah, that is living in hallucination. It is a time where I can have everything. I cannot have everything. Something I can have. Nothing will not be there. Everything will not be there. Something will be there. And that something, some you will like, some you will not like. Some will be pleasant, some will be unpleasant. Irrespective of all this, there is a mental stability. That mental stability is called contentment. Okay.
So the next question is Deepika. The question is, the desire for moksha is a natural desire for human being. Can we say that our desires are modifications of desire, rise as part of our frustration of wanting moksha? Are all negative emotions different expressions of our basic desire to achieve moksha?
Who's the questioner? Are the negative emotions different expressions of?
Our basic desire to achieve moksha.
There is emotion. Depending on the effect it has on you, we call it positive or negative. First, you must understand there is this thing called emotion. The emotion has certain effects on you. Based on the effects it has on you, we will call it as positive or negative. That which doesn't agitate you is positive. That which agitates you and disturbs you is negative. So, emotion that is positive or negative is directly related to the effect of the mental disturbance it has on you. One. Second, desire for moksha is not a desire. Again, desire for moksha, you cannot call it as a desire. First thing, you have to understand, desire for moksha is not a desire at all. Because desire means you are agitated, you feel emptiness, and then out of that emptiness, you feel if I get it, I'll be happy. So, desire springs from what? The hope of happiness through object. Desire is nothing but a hope of happiness through object or being. Again, desire is nothing but a hope of happiness through object or being. So, desire has a condition. What is the condition? You must not. You don't have it. Not having it is frustrating, and having it is make you happy. You don't have it and somebody else has it. What happens? Sakshi. You tell me. Yeah. Jealousy. Yeah. He's the best. Told. What did she say? I want retreat experience, sir. Mundakopanishad she wants to read. Father and mother is getting worried now. They are worried. Sir, is it okay for her to study? Nothing will happen. You have studied so much. What has happened? Nothing has happened. Yeah. Here, nothing will happen. Yeah. So, you want it. Somebody else has it. Somebody else has it and you can never ever get it. Sorrow. Correct. You want it and you can never ever get it. So all these emotions has the root in what? The desire. Has the root in desire. Now moksha is not a desire like this. The Upanishads declare moksha is attaining that which you have attained. Attaining that which you have attained. It means you have it and you don't know that you have it. It's not that you are going to get it. You already have it. You have it and you don't know that you have it. Beautiful examples the Upanishad gives. Swakanda Paranavat. Swakanda Paranavat means the lady who lost the necklace. The lady who lost the necklace, the husband came and said, then what is around your neck? She is complaining, I lost it. Everywhere. They are searching and searching and searching. She is crying. She is in deep sorrow, suffering. Because she lost. husband comes and she said, I lost it, I lost it, I lost it. He started laughing. You get more angry. Yeah, she got more angry. Why? I am suffering that I am lost it and I am crying the whole day searching for it, and you are laughing. What is it around your neck? I got it. Would you call that as the desire and she got the necklace, or she already had it and she didn't know it? Another example that we give in the modern day context is Upanetravat. Upanetravat means the glasses. Upanetra, netra means eye. Upa means additional eye. Isn't it? You and me, if we take it out, we can't see each other. Yeah, Sakshi. So both of us will put it. Then we can see each other. Now, what is this Upanetravat? Where is my glass? 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 The person is searching. Where is my glass? Where is my glass? Where is my glass? The doctor comes and asks, are you seeing things clearly? Yes, I am seeing things clearly. Except glass, I can't find. Then what is it here? I got it. Does it mean that you didn't have it before and you got it? Or it is with you all the time and you didn't know it? You didn't know it. That which is with you all the time and you didn't know it is not a product of a desire. That which you had it with you all the time, which you didn't know it, now that you know it. Therefore, this word, the desire for moksha, when we say is natural to all, it's not the desire as in desiring something. It is a frustration that you have moved away from your natural state. So, it is an irritation and frustration that you have moved away from your natural state and you don't know what to do to get back. That is called moksha. Moksha is nothing but a frustration, an agitation that you have moved away from your natural state and you do not know what to do to get back. The scripture comes and says, this is the way to get back. Correct. This is the way to get back. What is the way to get back? You are that already. Simply recognize that. In order to recognize that, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate, Bhagavad Gita. He said it very clearly. He says simply know it. Simply, how can we simply know it? Bahunam Janmanam, he says in the Gita. Many janmas it will take to get there. Many janmas of preparation. Therefore, the desire for moksha is natural to all, in the sense all are frustrated because of having moved away from their natural state. And the only satisfaction that you will get it is when you move to your, the only satisfaction that you will get is when you get back to your natural state. That natural state is not a desire. Are you able to follow the difference? That natural state cannot be called as a desire. Desire means you must not have it and you must have it and you must do some actions to get it. And then what is the last thing of the desire? What is the last thing of the desire? You must lose it. You must get it, have it for a while and then lose it is desire. Again, you have it, comma, we keep on keeping as though it's a full stop. You have a desire, you get it, full stop. Happy. Ever? Happy? Ever after. Yeah, correct. Happy ever after. That's a movie. Yeah, it's a dream ending. Happily married ever after. All this, and then they keep smiling at each other, and they hold hands, and then the movie ends. Actual movie starts then only, isn't it? We all understand the actual movie starts then only. It doesn't end there. Then only it's so. What is this actually? So desire means what? You will not have it. You will make an effort. You will get it. It will be with you for a while, and then by law you will lose it. Sir, if I put more effort, can I keep it? How much ever effort you put, you must lose it. If you don't lose it, if you don't have the courage to let go of it consciously, Yama will come. If you don't have the courage to let go of it consciously and become bold enough to do this, who will come and take care? Yama will come and take care. I will follow. Desire springs from that which is not mine should become mine. Desire springs from this notion that something is not mine, and that should become mine. Yeah, either the desire. How would you determine that which is mine and that which is not mine? In Kathopanishad, Yama says, I am that standard. In Kathopanishad, Yama taught this to Nachiketas. Nachiketas, for you to know whether something is yours or not, not by the documents. Sir, Patta and all is in my Patta is in my name, the document is in my name, title deed is very, very clear. Therefore it is mine. All this is the wrong notion of yours. That which will come with you when you come with me is yours. Again, that which will accompany you when you accompany me, Nachiketas, is yours. What will accompany you when you accompany Yama? The Adrishta karma of Punya and Papa, the strength of the intellect. What will accompany you when you accompany Yama? The Adrishta karma. The Adrishta karma means the effects of the way in which you have lived life, the effects of it. What in the easiest way to understand is Punyam and Papa. So, the Punya and Papa, number 1. Number 2 is how strong or how weak is your intellect. It will come. Therefore, desire has a inherent fact in it. What? The inherent fact of a desire is you must necessarily lose the desired object, even how much ever you call it as yours. Last thing. Supposing if I have dharmically worked and got it, sir, what will happen? Still you will lose it. Then what is the point, sir? Then what is the point? Supposing if I have acquired dharmically, dharmic way, we acquired the car. Therefore, that car will never meet with an accident, even if it is crushed by the road roller on both sides. It will, because the law cannot change. Yeah, the law cannot change. Sometimes exemptions la irukum. Bag uttu poi 3 hours kaichu vanda kuda. Sometimes exemptions will be there. You leave the bag full of cash. 3 hours later you recognize that you have lost the bag, agitated, worried, run over people and come to the place and the bag is still there. Yeah. In a hotel, in a restaurant where hundreds of people have come and how it was there all the time, God only knows. It was just there. Even that will be. Therefore, desire means that which you will have, enjoy for a period of time, and it will necessarily, and you have to necessarily lose it. Desire for moksha is not a desire in these senses. You follow? Therefore, moksha is a natural urge because of the inner frustration. What is the inner frustration? What is the inner frustration? We have moved away from your natural state. If limitation is your natural state, freedom will be suffering. Freedom will be extremely painful. If slavery is your natural state, freedom will be very painful. Slavery is very painful only because freedom is your natural state. If pain and misery is your natural state, you will be comfortable in that. But you don't want it because it's not your natural state. You follow? So wanting to get back to the natural state, we don't call it as a desire. Because we don't know any other word other than desire, we have to call this also as, because in our vocabulary we don't have any word other than desire. I want. Or some things I don't want. So all our vocabulary is restricted only to these two words, raga and dvesha. Moksha is not of this category. The desire for moksha is a totally different. That's where we say moksha is natural to all. You may not seek God, but you will seek. You follow? Yes. Yeah. Now she is saying, you made the statement desire. Therefore, I am asking this. It's not my fault. It's wrong teaching. Correct. She is saying, you are teaching wrongly. Therefore, I am asking this question, and then you are saying, I am wrong. So, learn to teach rightly. We will learn. Correct. That is the question. What would you replace the word desire with? What other word you have in your vocabulary? You don't have any word. Language can discover new words and tell you, but that words will not make any sense to you. Why? Because in your vocabulary you have only one word. What? Desire. Therefore, whatever words you have is what we use. You follow? Whatever word you have is what we use. But then we give a different meaning to it. The word is the same, but the meaning is different. That's why we call it as mimamsa. The word is the same, but the implication, the meaning is so entirely different from the normal way of using. Follow? So the desire for moksha is natural to all, and you said it twice. Question. Desire for moksha is natural to all, you said it twice. Eliminate that. Remove that. Erase one. Okay. Next one. Oh, sorry. Next one. Now, This is intellect at its peak. Yeah. This is intellect at its, the best functioning of the intellect is this. Anger is also natural. Moksha is also natural. Align both. So anger is for moksha. From there you make connections like that. Because of the same word natural is used. Natural doesn't mean it's right. You know it. Again I repeat. The word natural doesn't mean it's right. To get angry is natural. Is it right? It means what? It should change. To get jealousy is natural. To get frustrated is natural. To be in depression is natural. Does it mean it's right? No. We need to do something to get out of it. It means natural doesn't mean it's right. Because we use the similar word natural. Anger is natural. Nails grow naturally. But what we need to do? Nails grow naturally. But we need to cut it. Yeah. Well, natural doesn't mean it is acceptable. To be selfish is natural. Go to the very basic. To be selfish is natural. Perfectly correct. If you don't have a problem with the consequences of what is being natural. If you say it's natural, it has a consequence. And you should be comfortable with the consequences. If you are not comfortable with the consequences, it means you need to change. You follow? Yes. So, yeah. The concept of heaven is there in all scriptures. We also have something called heaven. In our scriptures also we have something called heaven. What is heaven is a temporary state of all the comforts. Heaven is nothing but a temporary state of all comforts. One. Number two. What all you will not get here, you will get there. What all you cannot do here, you can do there. You should not drink here. Drink means not water. You should not drink liquor, alcohol here. And if you go to heaven, the river will have full of, you know that? The river will have full of it. Therefore, whenever you want, you can drink and not pay also. So all that you can go drink, come back. That is, heaven is a temporary state. Moksha, what we call as moksha here is uniquely different. The theme of Mundakopanishad is understanding and dismissing heaven also as useless. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmano. We are going to study that. In this section itself, we are going to study that. So, the person examines heaven also. Heaven means all the material comforts that is possible you can have. Eternally is not possible. You cannot have those eternally. Why? Because you have heaven as an experience. You have heaven as an experience. Experience means that which has a beginning. And that which has a beginning will end. Therefore, heaven as an experience, if it is having a beginning, necessarily it has to have an end. If it is a permanent heaven, then you are stuck. The joke I always say, Supposing heaven is eternal, you cannot do anything there. Because for you to make a movement, a change is required, a time is required, limitation is required. For example, supposing if it is permanent heaven, what will happen? What will happen? You will be sitting here, the soup will be there, you can't even move your finger to drink it. Why? Because you are eternal, means no movement is possible. Are you able to follow? Eternal means no movement is possible. Therefore, heaven as a permanent experience is an impossibility. That's how we examine and we dismiss heaven also as another realm of experience. It's also another realm of experience. It's also another realm of experience. And we don't want to move from experience to experience. But in the West, what they think is, some of the scriptures here also talk about it as heaven as one final, permanent, eternal, resting destination. We come and say, no, that kind of thing is not. That kind of thing doesn't stand the test of scrutiny. An experience, a place must stand the test of scrutiny. Or what is the scrutiny? Logic, reason. If it doesn't stand the test, we need to dismiss it. And the concept of heaven is acceptable. We accept heaven, but we will not call it as eternal. Again I repeat, we don't negate heaven. We accept heaven. Swarga. Swarga means, what is heaven? Silver, born with the silver spoon. Everything is there. Heaven. For how long? As long as your punya karma is there, it will be there. 10 years, 50 years, 100 years, we really don't know. But definitely it comes to an end. So heaven is an experience born out of the law of karma. Again, heaven is an experience born out of the law of karma. Hell is experience born out of the law of karma. Moksha is a very bold search. Moksha is a very bold search where the person wants to transcend the law. Moksha means I don't want to be bound by the law. I don't want to be bound by the law. Moksha is a very bold search. That's why we say Paripashyanti Dhiraha, we spoke about this morning. It's a very bold search and very unique here. We are not about, please understand, it's not about breaking the law. It is about transcending the law. Mind will want to break the law. Breaking is not transcending. Breaking is foolishness. Breaking the law is foolishness, because the law is going to get back to you. No. Are you able to follow? Breaking the law is not transcending, because when you break the law is going to get back to you. And when it gets back to you, it gets back to you in the way it ought to get back. Therefore, we don't worry, we don't see it from that angle. Moksha is a very bold search. Moksha is a very bold thirst, a search so unique to this, so unique to a matured human being. And in this part of the world, I don't know why it is so much the thirst here is for that. Moksha. Even the Kumbh, people don't go there to see any god there. They go there for what? They go there for what? Moksha. Imagine 45 crore people. 45 crore, how would you translate it in? Prabhu, that's what number varo? Huh? 500 million, huh? 500 million people congregating in a period of 35-40 days just for this one weird thing called moksha. In all other places, people will go to see God. You go to Shivaloka, you will see Shiva. You go to Vaikunta, you will see Vishnu. You go to the Christian heaven, you will see God. You go to the Islamic heaven, you will see that God. But moksha is qualitatively different. It's a very unique, old search. Therefore, moksha and heaven are not synonymous. For heaven is a product of the law of karma. Heaven is an effect based on the law. Moksha is transcending the law. Moksha means transcendence of the law. To make an attempt to transcend the law. To break the law, you just need little bit of foolishness. That's all. Yeah, to break the law, all that you need is what? Little bit of foolishness is enough to break the law. And everybody who breaks the law thinking they are very smart. Yeah, that is just being very. The children will do that. Yeah. It means you are in your infancy, spiritual infancy. You will try to break the law. But here it is about transcending the law. And transcending is of a totally different type. Difference in degree, difference in kind. Remember that. Difference in degree, difference in kind. Hell and heaven differ in degree. Hell and heaven differ in degree. Moksha differ in kind. Yeah. It's not the difference in degree, it's a difference in kind. Difference in degree is a weak mule and a strong mule. That is difference in degree. Difference in kind is donkey and a horse. They are different in kind. So hell and heaven, do they differ in kind or do they differ in degree? They differ only in degree. How do we say it's only differing in degree? It's an experience. Once that experience is over, you are not going to go back to the zero state. You are going to go into the next. So the alternatively you will be moving between Swarga and Naraka. And one day the person is bored of it, tired of it. How long to keep oscillating between these two? Is there a way where I can be free from these two? So transcending means freedom from these two. That is moksha. Is it okay? In the West, there is no concept of karma. Because there is no concept of karma, there is no concept of punarjanma, which is a very, very limited, wrong vision about life. According to them, it comes to an end. Here, nothing comes to an end. It is cyclical. Punaha api, punaha api. It keeps happening again and again and again. Therefore, it is not an eternity in the sense of no return. It is not possible. Because they have that limitation. What is the limitation? In them, there is no concept of ethics and morals they have. Please understand. Ethics and morals they have. Those ethics and morals they have is for a social, is to have a social order. Again I repeat. Ethics and morals they have. Law they have. All this is to maintain a social construct, a social order, to maintain some order in the society. There has to be a law, there has to be a moral, there has to be an ethic. Then there is an order. Why human being needs it? Because fundamentally human beings are indisciplined. Because human beings are fundamentally indisciplined, the law is required, the moral, the ethic is. In other species, they are not indisciplined. Therefore, they are very, very different. You follow what I'm saying? So, all the other systems of thinking also has morals, ethics, the law, but they don't have karma. The karma is so unique to the karma is so unique to the Vedas, and only we are able to comprehend. You follow? Sorry. Yes. Yes. The question is, do you experience hell and heaven now or in between two? Is it a transition period? The easiest way to understand is, understand it as now. Understand it as now. And then once you gather maturity in understanding and thinking, you also know that there is a transition phase. But as of now, that is too much to conceive. Therefore, it is easy to understand hell and heaven are not geographical places. It's a state of mind. State of mind when? Now. State of mind now, and your actions is going to create the state of mind for tomorrow. You follow? Even though the scriptures talks about it as a physical, even though the scriptures talks about it as a physical place, as a geographical place, at this level of understanding, it is better to see it as the state of mind. Why? Because we don't have that much of intellect to conceive the adrishta. Once you develop an intellect and understand the adrishta and all that, you will have a clarity on what is moksha, what is hell and heaven as in place. Is it okay, Sunil?
So the next question is from Karpal.
Sorry? Yeah. Shrine Punye? Ama. கிடையாது. ஸ்ரீனே புண்ணியன்னா ஸ்வர்க்கம் தான். ஸ்ரீனே புண்ணியன்னா ஸ்வர்க்கம் தான். ஏன்னா அது க்ஷீணமா இருந்தோ இல்லையோ. க்ஷீணமா இருதுன்னா உள்ளுக்குள்ள போன உடனே ஒரு நிமிஷமும் குறைஞ்சுட்டே வருதுன்னு அர்த்தம். க்ஷீனே புண்ணியன்னா எவ்ரி செகண்ட் இட் இஸ் diminishing. Kshinam means every experience, every second you are there, it is diminishing. And very soon it will hit 0. And when it hits 0, Tirpi ladder, snake and ladder game. Tirpi you have to go up, only to come down again. Why will we want to do that? Shine Punye, Bhagavad Gita, correct. அது சொர்க்கத்துக்கு தான் அது அப்ளிகபிள். மோட்சம்க்கு அது கிடையாது. ஆனா மோட்சம்ங்கிறது இட் இஸ் யத்கத்வான நிவர்த்தந்தே தத்தாம பரமம் மம. ஹேவிங் ரீச்ட் தேர், இல்லையா? கீதால அவரே சொல்லியிருக்கிறார், யத்கத்வான நிவர்த்தந்தே தத்தாம பரமம் மம. ஹேவிங் கான் தேர் யூ வில் நாட் ரிட்டர்னே கிடையாது அர்ஜுனா. பிகாஸ் வேர் வில் யூ ரிட்டர்ன்? Having gone there, you will understand that you have never fallen down. What is moksha? Moksha is the clarity that bondage never happened. Supposing if you are still thinking that bondage happened, I did something and I got moksha now, you are still in bondage. For moksha is not freedom from bondage. Moksha is the clarity that bondage never happened in the first place. Just as snake never happened in the first place. The Rajju Sarpa Nyaya in the rake and snow, in the rope and snake, you will always get it in the same way. What is it? The snake never happened. Even when you are seeing a snake, is there a snake? In the example, you misunderstand the rope to be the snake. You are seeing the snake. You are agitated by the snake. You are frustrated by the snake. Was there a snake? Even when the dream is happening, is it happening? If it is happening, it can never get dissolved. The fact that it can get dissolved means it didn't happen, but it was only superimposed. Superimposition can come to an end. Reality can never come to an end. Correct? Superimposition only can come to an end. Reality can never come to an end. Clear? Yat gadvana nivartante tadhama paramam mama.
So the next question is from Karpadam. Question 8. Having gained necessary knowledge and practiced Karma Yoga, eliminating the pairs of opposites and attaining Chitta Shuddhi, how to properly utilize the newfound mental calmness, intellectual clarity, and emotional stability to turn inward, evolve, and think.
How to make use of it effectively? You will start practicing Nididhyasana. The moment you have gotten the Chitta Shuddhi, the mental clarity, the intellectual clarity and the emotional stability, you will start practicing Nididhyasana. What is Nididhyasana? Wanting to eliminate the Vasana. Wanting to eliminate the Vasana. And how does Vasana exist? How does Vasana exist? By you constantly thinking about it. So refusing to think about anything is Nididhyasana. So whatever clarity whatever peace, clarity you get out of Karma Yoga, Chitta Shuddhi, etc., you start practicing Nididhyasana. And culturally, the practice of Nididhyasana will start from a very young age also. Another will say, Summa Paraga Pakanum. Who has heard that word, Paraga Pakardu? Does anybody know that? Huh? Okay. Raghu, English அது எப்படி சொல்வீங்க? Simply gazing. Impartial observation. Culturally, we are supposed to do that. You know that part of the training is that? கொஞ்ச நேரம் பராக்கு பார்த்துட்டு வா, they will say. At least I remember my folks telling me, கொஞ்ச நேரம் போய் பராக்கு பார்த்துட்டு வா. பராக்கு பார்த்துட்டு வா means just to go out to be like a buffalo and come back. It's a training, Nididhyasana. What is it? You learn to be an impartial observer of everything around you. Yeah, அதுதான். And when you become an impartial witnesser, you transcend time. Because impartial witnesser, observer, Sakshi. Sakshi means you have transcended time. Sakshi doesn't mean you start being a witness at one point of time and end it at another point in time. That is not Sakshi. Sakshi means you are a Sakshi, full stop. I am a witness for 30 minutes, sir. You start like that. But then that's the initial practice. The moment you do Karma Yoga, Nididhya, the Chitta Shuddhi, you develop a Shanti, what will you do? You will start doing Nididhyasana. What is Nididhyasana? Eyes will see, but then you are, what is it? In Shravana Manana, carefully follow. In Shravana Manana, you will say, today we studied. What we studied as Paravidya today and the mantra? Adreshyam, Agrahyam, Agotram, Avarnam. Brahman is Agotram. Brahman is Avarnam. Brahman is Adreshyam. That is Manana. What is Nididhyasana? I am Agotram. I am Agrahyam. I am avarnam. That is nididhyasana. Are you able to follow? You need that kind of mental state to come and do this practice. So, what you understand as attributes of God in manana, in nididhyasana, you transfer it to yourself. I am Atma Brahma. The Mahavakya. I am Atma Brahma. What is I am Atma Brahma? The theme there is, what is the formula there? I am Atma Brahma is a formula. What is the formula? Instead of saying Brahman is Nirguno Nishkriyo, you will say I am Nirguna. I am Nishkriya. And when you say I am Nirguna, I am Nishkriya, and then instead of saying Brahman is all pervading, you will say I am all pervading. And then you will laugh at yourself. Your mind will tell you you are losing it. Your mind will tell you you are losing it. And everybody around you also will say you are losing it. Because you are not even chair pervading. You are not even room pervading. How can you be all pervading? So, you should hear all this. 5 days of relief. That's all the purposes. You don't take it. Follow? What should be the practice? Nididhyasana becomes the practice. And what is Nididhyasana? Closest. Whatsoever is called as attributes of Brahman, you will call it as my attribute. In Manana level, you will say the body, mind, intellect. In Nididhyasana, you say I have nothing to do with it. In Nididhyasana, you say they exist doing their things. I have nothing to do with it. They exist going through their karmas. I have nothing to do with it. When you do it with effort, it is called Nididhyasana. When you do it effortlessly, it has become part of you. You have attained moksha. Again, if you do it with effort, that's called Nididhyasana. If you have transcended that, and if it becomes effortless, you have attained. Follow? That's how you make effective use of your growth of Siddhashuddhi. You got Siddhashuddhi? Practice? Yes. We all should practice. I'm not joking. We all should practice Nididhyasana. All should practice little, even if you say it for a few seconds in a day is also, it's okay. Because Nididhyasana means the change of vasana. The change must happen at what level? Body level, emotional level, change varagudadu. Change should happen at the vasana level. It means you must go that penetrating. You must go that deep. Gahana karmano gatihi. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, he says, it is so deep and impenetrable, you must go that deep to bring about a change. That practice is called Nididhyasana. So what should you do? Practice Nididhyasana. Nischalana and Nididhyasana. Nischalana is sleeping. What she calls by Nischalana is meditation. Nischalana means the movement of thought. Nischalana means no movement of thought. Quietude. No. That is not Nididhyasana. Because in Vedanta, we are not interested in quietening the mind. We are interested in for there is no such thing as quietening the mind. How much ever you quieten the mind, the moment you come out of that state of quietening, it will come back. Therefore, we don't talk about the quietening, the Nischalana. We don't talk about Nischalana. We talk about Nididhyasana, where what you think you are should change. What do you think you are? Must change. What you are convinced about yourself must change. That's where the philosophy starts with. It doesn't tell you that you are a sinner going to become a saint. You are a saint temporarily behaving like a sinner. You are not the sinner going to become a saint. You are the saint. And the sinner nature is something which is temporarily childish. Outgrow that. Instead of getting stuck with it, instead of making a big deal out of it, outgrow that. Well, so you should do Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana is not about discharge. What she is saying is, in some other context, I said, the test of spiritual growth is, you place the mind in a place, it will stay there. If it goes all by itself, you want to sit here and listen, and if it is going all by itself, it means you lack control. Yogarato va, bhogarato va, sangarato va, sanga hinaha. What is the test of spiritual growth? You place the mind here, it should stay. It should stay. It means the mind doesn't have any big craving or desire to go anywhere all by itself. You are able to place it at a place. Supposing you have a desire, it will go all by itself, irrespective of how much ever you make a decision. How much ever you decide that I should concentrate. I have decided that I am going to concentrate. Your mind says, to heaven with your decision. To heaven with your decision. I will do what I want to do. That's it. You can't do anything about it. And you don't even know that you have fallen a victim to it. The world tour, you follow what I am saying? So, that is the test of growth. You don't practice that. There are indicators of spiritual. Follow? Yes. If you are fundamentally a sinner, you can pretend to be a saint. Again, if you are essentially, fundamentally a sinner, you can pretend as though you are a saint. If you are essentially, fundamentally a saint, then only you can get rid of the sin. Yes. It's a misunderstanding. I am the sinner is misunderstanding. Pure you are already. Pure you are already. Purity is not going to come as a result of anything. That you are Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. You are pure already. You follow? One more. How much? How many questions are left? Two more. Yeah, we'll take. Yes.
So
We'll tell everybody to fast. That's okay. We'll finish the. Yes.
the next two questions are related. The reference is the invocation from Mundakopanishad, where we read, "May we live God-given span of life with firm limbs and bodies singing your praises." So the first question is, in old age, when our faculties are getting weaker, how is it possible to sing Lord's praises despite not having firm limbs and bodies? This question is from Rajshekharan. And the next question is from Ash Reza. How does one sing Lord's praises if one suffers from mental health diseases such as dementia, Alzheimer's, etc.?
Correct. For both, the answer is, when your faculties are alright, create a lifestyle. When your faculties are alright, create a lifestyle where it has become part of your system so much that you can continue to do it. One. Number two. We have three ways of doing actions. thought, word and deed. Manasam karma, vachikam karma, kayakam karma. At one level I can do kayakam karma through actions. At another level I can do vachikam karma through words. At least I can, even though I am bedridden, instead of saying Ayyo Amma, I can say Rama Rama. Even then, even that possibility of action is there. So it's a lifestyle training. That's why we do it from the beginning. Why do we want it to make it into a lifestyle training? Is because we know that limbs will fail. You cannot have the nature of the limbs is to fail. What is at 20 will not be at 60. What is at 60 will not be at 80. Therefore, the three levels of actions, manasam karma, vachikam karma, kayakam karma. At one level you do it through actions. At another level you do it through words. At another level you do it through thoughts. In the culture, what do we do? Whenever people have this dementia and all that, we'll give power of attorney to somebody. Literally we do that. We'll give power of attorney to somebody, and that somebody will sit next to me and chant. We do that. Because even at that time, as long as the hearing senses are there, something can be done. If the eyes are there, something power of attorney. We'll give the power of attorney to say, you do it on my behalf. Power of attorney we will give. But one thing is what? You have to sing the praises. Follow? Rashegara. Limbs failing has got nothing to do with your mumukshatva. With all the limbs failing, you can have the mumukshatva. A divine support will come. Don't get scared. The divine support will come. What is a divine support? You will quickly get a fresh set of limbs and you can continue the journey. That's where we want it. Even if it goes, we are not worried about it. If it goes, we are not worried about it, because we always want to ensure that we get the next, and when we get the next, we can continue the journey. Arjuna asks Krishna, what will happen if I die halfway? I am trusting what you are saying and started to practice. I have not actually gotten any clarity, maturity, nothing happened. Suddenly I die. Now, what will happen? Nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. Beautiful verse. It's a formula verse of Bhagavad Gita. I keep saying so many verses I keep repeating as formula, because these are all the verses that gives the formula. Nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati means the doer of good will never come to grief. It means if the limbs are failing, and because of the limbs failing that you are not able to grow, nature takes over. Because everything in creation wants us to grow. The unicellular to multicellular, unicellular to bicellular, bicellular to multicellular, from one sense organ to two sense organs to three sense organs to four sense organ to five sense organ to antakarana, the mind and intellect. If you look at the entire scheme of life, we will never have this sphere at all. You follow? If you see the entire scheme of life, creation goes on giving opportunities. Right when a Swarga type of opportunities, better instruments, you can keep right. Kaivalyopanishad. De Brahmalokeshu Parantakale. Brahmaloka kuda, it will take you and you will study Upanishad under Brahma. It means what? We never have to worry about the the limbs failing, because we have taken for granted, not that we have taken for granted, we know for sure that limbs are going to fail. We know that for sure. The Sanskrit word sharira means what? Sharira means that which has vyadi inherent in it. The Sanskrit word sharira means that which is inherent. Disease is an intrinsic part of sharira. Whether it is a young sharira or the old sharira, disease is an intrinsic part of it. That which is an intrinsic part of it is not a problem at all for our growth. You follow what I am saying? Therefore, amangani vak prana chaksu shrotra mato balam indriyani cha sarvani. You get that conviction. Nature takes care. And when nature takes care, it takes care of us in the best possible way. That's why we are so grateful. You follow what I am saying? Therefore, we need not worry about it at all. Now, in the case of persons like dementia, those who have gone into coma, etc., what to do for them? We work for them. That is Loka Sangraha. You follow? We help them. Loka Sangraha means they are not able to do it by themselves. I do it on their behalf. Most of the prayers that we do, the yajna that we do, Loka Samasta, the mantra will say that. Now, what it means is, we recognize the fact that there are people who may not be able to do it by themselves. Like dementia, like unmatta. Unmatta means those who are not in their senses. Now, by our prayers, we can help them to get out of that state quickly. The power of thought. Therefore, we pray for them also. That's where in yajna we call it as sankalpa. In English language, you can call it as power of attorney. Therefore, when we start the yajna, even here when we do the yajna, first thing they will do is a sankalpa. They will ask, for whom? You will say, Mama Saha Kudumbanam, me and my family. You should not say that. Mama Saha Kudumbanam, they will say, me and my family. You should not say that. What? You should not say that. What should you say? Loka Sangraha. Loka Sangraha means for those who are not in a position to do it for themselves, for them also, I do. For them also, I do. All stems from the idea of one, the power of thought. All comes from one idea. What is it called? The power of thought. Power of thought comes from Shraddha, not a loose, powerless thought. The Sankalpa, the power of thought, comes from the intensity of the Shraddha gives power to the thought. Always remember, power of thought means the intensity, the strength comes from Shraddha. You follow? Rashega. Seriya? Okay, va?